All right, let's dive right in. We're talking about something huge today: how AI is completely changing the game for what it even means to be an expert. What happens when the power to create, to build, to design is suddenly in everybody's hands? Let's get into it.
So, let's kick things off with a pretty shocking statement. All those impressive titles people have worked for decades to earn, world-class designer, computer wizard, according to our source material, they're going away. And this isn't some sci-fi future we're talking about. This is happening right now. Kind of makes you stop and think, doesn't it?
And that really leads us to the big question, right? If these titles, these markers of expertise are just going to vanish, then what happens to the skills themselves, to the years of knowledge? Is all of that just disappearing? Or is it morphing into something totally new? The engine behind this whole transformation is, of course, AI. And you can think of it as the great leveler. It's this incredible force that's just flattening the entire playing field. It's breaking down the walls that used to exist in pretty much every creative and knowledge-based field out there. And here's the absolute core of it all. Building complex digital things is about to become incredibly, almost ridiculously cheap and easy. I mean, what used to take a whole team of brilliant engineers months to build, soon one person is going to be able to do it in a couple of weeks, maybe even a couple of days. That barrier to entry, it's basically turning to dust. Let's make this real. Think about building a website or an app. You used to have to hire an expensive developer, go through all these mock-ups. Soon, you're just going to describe what you want to in AI, and poof, it'll build it for you for a tiny fraction of the cost. And you can just tell it to make changes as you go. And it doesn't stop there. This is hitting the creative world too. Let's say you need a really slick marketing video. Forget about hiring actors, renting a ton of gear, finding a studio. Nope, you'll just type out the scene, the vibe you want, the message, and an AI will generate a professional video just like that. Now, to really grasp how big this is, let's take it to the extreme. Imagine you've written a novel. You poured your heart into it. And in your future, you could feed that text to an AI, and it could generate a full-blown, gorgeous movie from it. The power of a whole Hollywood production company in the hands of one single creator. It's wild. So what this all boils down to is a concept we're calling the democratization of skills. AI is just erasing that line that used to separate the seasoned expert from the curious beginner. That secret space, the one that took years to enter, it's collapsing. The tools of the pros are now being handed out to everyone. Okay, so if everyone has these superpowers, what actually makes anyone special? What sets you apart? This is where we hit a really crucial turning point. Because as all the old skills become common, a totally new set of skills is rising up to become the real competitive advantage. And this right here lays it out perfectly. Look at the left side, the old edge. It was all about your technical skill, your raw ability to build the thing. But now, look at the right. The new edge is about having a clear vision. It's about having truly original ideas. And it's about being able to tell a compelling story. We're shifting from the how to the what, and, most importantly, the why. There's a quote that just hits the nail on the head here. Everyone can build, but not everyone can see. Think about that. When the tools make building the easy part, the thing that becomes incredibly rare and valuable is the ability to see, to have a unique vision, to spot an opportunity no one else does, to imagine something that doesn't exist yet. Now, this is a really important distinction, so let's be super clear. The point isn't that you're going to be replaced by a robot. The point is that your capabilities are being equaled. The average person with a good idea will soon be able to produce the same quality of work that used to require a specialist. The whole foundation of expertise is being leveled right under our feet. Okay, so the world is changing fast. That can feel a little intimidating. So the obvious question is, what in the world do you do about it? You can't just sit there. The key is to adapt, and that means you need a whole new strategy, whether you're working on your own or running a business. I want you to really let this sink in. That business, that project, that thing you poured years of your life into building, what happens when a competitor can clone it in a few weeks from their kitchen table? Your old advantages are just gone. You can complain about it, or you can evolve. So how do you evolve? Okay, for individuals, here's the game plan. First, you have to become an absolute master of these new AI tools. Don't just dabble. You need to be the person who knows exactly which button to press and when to press it to get a magical result. You don't want to be replaced by the button. You want to be the one wielding it so skillfully that you can outrun everyone else. And for businesses, the whole playbook has to change.
you need to be obsessed with innovation. That means having a team that's constantly experimenting on the cutting edge. In this new world, being good isn't good enough. You have to be novel. You have to be the first to do something that people actually care about. And, this is key, you have to pair that new thing with incredible marketing. Because people don't just buy a product, they buy a story. So when you put all these pieces together, it's pretty clear this isn't just a small shift. This is a total world reset. The game board is being wiped clean and the old rules just don't apply anymore. And you know what? That's not an ending, it's a brand new beginning. So what's the new trifecta? What's the new currency of value? It comes down to these three things: spirit, story, and sight. Your spirit, that's your passion, your drive, your energy. Your story, your ability to share your vision in a way that captivates people. And your sight, your unique way of seeing the world, your perspective. These are the things that are deeply, uniquely human. And that really brings us to the heart of this entire shift. The technical skill in your hands is becoming a commodity. The real, lasting value, that's now coming from your heart. It's coming from your vision, your passion, and the unique story that only you can tell. And so, we're going to end with this. The rules are changing, the barriers are gone, and a new era of creation is here. The playing field is being leveled for every single one of us. The only question left is, are you ready to get in the game?